here to Madison this afternoon.
It's the whole thing is wonderful.
We will be getting underway in a few moments. My name is Blake Bolden here, and I'll be moderating here this afternoon's press conference. We'll begin with the three women in a few moments, and we'll be followed by the male athletes at 2 o'clock, and then our four selected coaches at 2:30. So joining me on the stage now will be Alicia Monson of Wisconsin, Weini Kelati of New Mexico, and Allie Ostrander of Boise State. And so I'd ask, we'll open this to questions from the media immediately, but we'll ask that you stand, identify yourself by name and media outlet. So welcome to these three ladies, and we welcome your questions this afternoon.
Alicia, Don Kramer, Track and Field News. Oh, thanks. Talk about home course advantage, if there is one here, and especially with the weather that's predicted.
Right. I mean, first of all, home course advantage. We have a super nice course here, I feel. We work out on it regularly, so I think it's really awesome for our team to know the ins and outs of the course. I mean, not just this year, but for the past years that I've been here, the team has been here, we've gotten the opportunity to always be here on the nicely trimmed course. And so I would say like our home field advantage is that we just know it, we've been here for so long, but also, I mean, obviously these girls have gotten the opportunity to race on it too this season. So I would say our advantage is that we have so many supporters coming to Wisconsin, being here from Madison. It's awesome just to see so many people coming to support us and just having so many cheers, so many alumni. It's going to be a great day tomorrow.
Hi, Jonathan Gold here from Let'sRun.com. Curious, there's snow in the forecast for tonight. Have any of you guys ever raced in snow, raced a cross-country race in snow before, and if so, how did it go?
Let's begin with Allie and then come this direction.
Yeah, I mean, coming from Alaska, I've had a few race experiences with less than ideal weather conditions. And I think that the main thing is just to not let the weather get into your head and know that everyone's running in the same conditions and to just go out there and give the same sort of effort you would regardless.
Okay. I haven't experienced the racing in the snow yet, but I think it's like same for everyone. As she said, I'm mentally prepared and see how I can do.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like these women have said, it's how it is, so we just have to deal with it. It's actually, I think it'll make it more exciting. Like tonight, it's supposed to snow 1 to 3 inches. We'll see whether or not it melts on the course or not. But it kind of makes it more dramatic of a cross-country race. Like, I'm kind of excited just to see how everyone is. Obviously, everyone's going to be in long clothes and stuff, so I think everyone's prepared for it. It'll just be that much more fun.
Dave Hunter, Track and Field News. Question for Allie. With your prior experience here at Nationals, tell us a little something about what you know now going into this race that you didn't know a couple of years ago when you were here for the first time.
Nothing in my head really stands out as something new that I've learned. I think that every year Nationals is a little bit different just depending on what athletes are there and what style of racers people are. So it's hard to really compare year to year. I think every time I've run Nationals, it's been a really different race. And I expect tomorrow will probably be something different as well.
Question for Weini. Last year you were 7th at this meet, but you seem to be running on a much different level this year. Why do you think you've improved so much?
Well, taking a year off from running was completely changed the running performance because like I literally forget how to race. Last year, even when I work hard, but every race you learn something, and you use it for the next race. So even when I get seventh last year, I had so much to do, and it helps me to do more and can prepare for every race, and it helps this year a lot.
I'm David Monty from Race Results Weekly. Can you just comment, each of you ladies, about how important the team component is in a competition like this, where you're not just out there running alone, but that you're contributing for your team, and that's just as important as your own success? Thank you.
Again, let's start with Allie and then come this direction.
I think running with a team elevates the experience, not just during the race, but in every part leading up to the race, going to the banquet with your team, doing pre-meet with your team, staying in a hotel with your team. I mean, they keep me relaxed and they keep the experience really fun. And I think sometimes when the stakes are so high, it's easy to lose sight of why we're here, which is really because we love running. But when I'm surrounded by all these girls who I love so much, it's easy to keep everything in perspective.
Yeah, being with a team is important, especially you're not racing for yourself. You gotta think about both for your team and yourself. So it is very important to bring your team here and kind of make you very excited that what they expect, what they're gonna do, and work together to bring that.
Yeah. I would say, as far as our Wisconsin team, we like to keep things light, keep things relaxed before the race. So I think that, kind of like Allie was saying, it just lets everyone remember why they're here. We have a lot of fun, like, all throughout the season. You know, you'll find us in the locker room playing music, and then we bring it to our tent before races. You'll find us with my teammate Alicia's speaker. We're just playing some hits of the 2000s. So I'd say, like, during the race, being able to bring back, like, just how you feel about your team members and the love we have for each other all throughout practices and races is what gives us the extra energy to finish well.
Hey, this is Gordon from FloTrack. This is for you, Alicia. The Nuttycombe race, where you take down Weini and Edna. Weini and Edna are two of the favorites to win, defending champion Edna. What do you think about that race being in September, and do you use that as motivation and say, like, hey, I did it? Like, what do you take from that specific win as confidence going into this ultimate championship?
I'd say it is confidence boosting. Obviously, excellent athletes, not just Weini and Edna, but we have a very strong group of women who are expected to race well. Because that was so early in the season, you can't just label it as how things are gonna play out, but it is, I would say it was the first race for me this season to know that, like, I can compete with them. Really, it just depends on who has it tomorrow, so.
It's Kevin Zelli from FloTrack. Allie, how would you assess your last two races, fourth at Mountain West and then winning the regional?
I think that the Mountain West race was definitely a tough one for me, and it was advantageous to have regionals between that and nationals to get back on my feet and boost my confidence again. I felt a lot better at regionals, and I've really felt, other than conference, I've felt better throughout the whole season with training. So it was good to feel like I was headed in the right direction coming into nationals.
Question for Weini. David Monty's question focused on the fact that this is a team competition, of course, and certainly in recent years, the New Mexico women have really exhibited what seems to be a good team chemistry, team culture. Can you identify some of the things that's allowed the New Mexico women to build that very positive attribute to your team?
Well, I think like this team has deserved to be in the top team always, because there is something that makes it unique for our team is They always work together. Respect each other, and yeah, just focus on the race.
Question for Allie. This is the first time that the Boise State team really has like a legitimate chance to win, I would say. What do you think is the difference between this squad and the previous squads? What makes this team special and capable of winning?
Well, I think it's a really special year for us because we not only have really talented freshmen and girls that have only been here for maybe a year, but we also have a group of girls that have been working together towards improving and building this team, who are juniors, seniors, fifth years. So it's a really good combination of people who just like love being around each other, love working hard together, and our team chemistry is really incredible this year. It's like when we're out there racing, it's really not about individual results. It's thinking about what we can do for the team and how we can elevate our overall performance.
Hey, it's me again. So, race strategy-wise, some like it slow, some like it fast. Weini, you have a teammate who's going to be up there with you with Edna. How do you guys approach your race? Do you look at your competition and say how to beat the competition, or do you go in it how to just have my best race? Are you like eyeing each other, or are you just eyeing yourself?
Personally, I think that it's a little bit of both. You obviously want the race to play out in a way that favors your own strengths, and sometimes you have to make that happen, or sometimes someone else will make it happen. And then if you have like a pack of people going, that can make it easier. So you really have to assess your situation, but also assess your own strengths and try to manipulate the race in a way that works for you.
Okay. Well, I respect all the competitors, like they're gonna be there tomorrow. But I don't put anything on my head how it's gonna be the race. You just go there and try your best. That's all I think.
Do you know what Edna's going to do? Like, do you and Edna talk to each other at all, planning-wise, going through this?
We don't know yet, so we might talk tonight, but I don't know anything yet.
I would say going through with coaches what the race is gonna look like. There's like possibilities of what people are gonna do, but really when it comes down to it, you never really know. Someone could do something that no one would expect, and that's fine. You just have to, stay relaxed and be ready to go with whatever happens. So it's really about just feeling how you feel and knowing your body.
Alicia, following up on that, I'm assuming you're really confident in your finishing kick because of how you've run at Nuttycombe and Big Tens. But how confident are you if the pace is really fast in the first kilometer or first mile to go with the leaders?
Right. I mean, I think that just being able to stay relaxed and be ready for whatever is coming, I'm okay with however the race plays out. Obviously, the Nuttycombe Big Tens went well for me when I just stayed control to begin with and kicked at the end, but honestly, our training is just so that we're ready for anything that comes to us. So, however it plays, fine.
I have a question for all three of you. Cross country, like all collegiate sports, has been experiencing over an extended period of time the opportunity to increase equity for women athletes and give them equal opportunities with men. So my question is about the race distance. I'd like you to comment on whether or not you think the women's race distance at the championship level should remain at 6 kilometers, or whether there should be sort of some effort over time to extend the distance so that women are equal with men and they both race the 10-kilometer distance.
Well, I think this will depend largely on what athlete or which program you ask. You'll get a lot of differing opinions. And I think that changing the distance for women would really change the dynamic of the sport, because right now I feel like 1,500 runners, 5K runners, 10K runners can all be successful, but it becomes more difficult for shorter distance track runners to be successful once it goes up to a 10K. And I know it can be done because you see it on the men's side, but that would really change the way that certain individuals and programs performed. But personally, I would like to see the distance go up. It would be awesome for us to be racing the same distance as the men, and also I'm not positive on this, but I do think that internationally women do race 10K cross country, so it would make sense for us to prepare to race at the world standard distance.
Well, like everybody have different opinions, because if you are a short distance runner, you're gonna think, I wish it could be shorter. If you are a distance runner, you're gonna wish you're gonna wish it's gonna be longer. So, for me personally, like I don't put that it have to be short or long. What's gonna be because I'm a distance runner, so. It doesn't, if you work for it, it doesn't make you stop from doing well. So I don't know everybody gonna give comment about it. So
I would definitely agree with that. 1,500 runners would definitely struggle more to perform at the 10K level, but as Allie said, we do see men who still perform very well from 15 to 10K out on the cross-country course, especially because the track is just so much different from a cross-country course. Cross-country, you definitely need more strength to get up and down the hills and on the grass, whereas track is just straight around a flat surface. So I'd say, like, I would be fine with seeing an 8 to 10K course, just because like cross-country is a different sport than track. So I mean, like Allie said, it would be cool to be racing at that world standard level.
Alicia, I do have a question for you. Obviously, your hometown of Amory, Wisconsin is a pretty small place. When you were in high school, could you have imagined yourself competing for an NCAA championship here in your home state?
No. Yeah, my Amory, Wisconsin, it's about 2,800 people, so not the smallest of small towns, but definitely small. Kind of a transition coming to Madison, but it's really exciting, honestly. I keep up with, my mom mostly keeps up with everyone in the town on Facebook, and it's awesome to see all of their support. So I would say, like, my high school coach, he always talked about how he could see me going far in the college level, but until this year, as I've made some little improvements throughout my collegiate career, I'd say it's become more of an option for me to compete at a high level, and it's honestly like really exciting that it aligned at the time that we're competing at home for a national championship.
Alicia, how far away from Madison is your hometown, and how many people do you have coming to the race to support you from that tomorrow?
So it's 4 hours north of here. It's actually kind of on the border of Minnesota, so sometimes I associate myself with like Minneapolis because it's so close to there. I definitely have some supporters coming, my parents and my siblings. Also, all of my mom's sisters. She is one of 11 children, so I'll have all of them. And I mean, I have a lot of supporters who watch on FloTrack all the time, so it's kind of cool just to have that small town community who's like ready to support me.
So she has 10 sisters or 10 siblings?
Siblings,
Okay.
yeah.
How many sisters does she have?
7, 6, something like that. I don't know. A lot.
Middle and long distance running for American women has been surging over the last 10 years. I think 30 American women broke 4:10 in the 1500 this year, for example. 3 women were in the top 6 of the New York City Marathon just recently. How inspired are you by what's happening at that very next level, slightly above you? And how does that change your expectations about what is possible for you going forward?
I think it's amazing to see American women performing so well. It definitely seems like there's been a surge in strong performances over the last couple of years. And I mean, some of the women like Courtney Frericks, I actually raced against a couple years ago. So it's really exciting to me to see her performing so well and knowing that she was just a collegiate runner a few years ago. It makes me excited for what can happen, not just during college, but also afterwards.
Yeah, it motivates you to do more, because to see all these great runners is performing very well around the world, not only in the country but in the big races as well, in world championships such as Olympics. So it makes you very excited, especially when you see these runners, they came all the way through NCAA to build up their career until Olympics, World Championships. So it just like open the way for you that one day you're gonna be like them, and it's like very like it puts like a lot of motivation, and yeah, it's very exciting.
It's definitely incredible to see how many women are performing at a high level these days. Just even to see how far runners have come at a professional level from their collegiate careers. You see so many strong women who are performing well and sustaining these careers, so I think that's awesome. And also, I'd say as far as performing at the collegiate level, just seeing how many women are doing great things, it kind of goes along with framing effects. Like when people didn't know that humans could break 4 minutes in the mile, just seeing that it's possible to run some really fast times is incredible for us.
Alicia, you've had a great year this year, but I don't think anybody before the year started would have predicted that you'd be on the podium the night before NCAA's with the two women here who were on everybody's list as co-favorites. I mean, just how does it feel personally for you to be sitting up here with a chance to win an NCAA title?
At first, kind of intimidating. It's definitely different from where I was last year, but at the same time, I think that where I was last year didn't reflect how I could really be. So just seeing the many improvements I've made throughout my years here, it's more so gratifying to show that, like, obviously these women are amazing and they've been in the spotlight for quite a long time. So I would say it's more so just to see how far I've come and how far like any other people on our teams could come throughout the years is amazing for me.
Are there any other final questions here to wrap up the time with our female athletes? Well, thank you for your questions, and ladies, thank you for your candid answers.
Blake, can we do a brief photo?
Absolutely. Ladies, will you please take one step back from the table here?